Hello, everyone. Oop, turn back around. And welcome to the Nerds at Large reaction to the PlayStation State of Play, whatever date is, August 6th. I am your host, or the Nerd at Large, the only one right now, the only one alive, Jeff Mayo. It will just be me reacting today. Lucky you. Okay. So I'm going to be talking and checking out audio and stuff because it's just me. Usually have that helper monkey Darby do all this, but he has to work and make money to live. That kind of thing. I don't know what he's thinking, but, you know, we all make our choices in life. Continue to talk. Continue to talk. I'm gonna pull up Twitch on my phone. 0 viewers right now on the Twitch stream. Okay. It's loading slowly. Why aren't you loading? Two viewers. I wonder who one of them could be. Oh, dang you. I guess we'll try to talk. So, getting the State of Play, just announced it out of nowhere. We knew we were getting a PlayStation thing, or figured we would. We figured it'd be actual hardware stuff. We know we ain't getting any of that. No PS5 news. We'll get a couple game updates with the games that they showed or announced back in June. But probably no new PS5 game announcements, unfortunately. Thing is loading slowly. Pause that. Okay, the helper monkey says it sounds good. Even not here, he is doing all the heavy work when it comes to our look and sound and all that kind of stuff. For some reason, oh, there we go. Not loading great on my stuff, so I guess because I don't know. Wasn't working too well on my phone and all that kind of stuff, so we'll just go with it. We have about 4.5 minutes, so I will use this time to talk about what I think we will be getting a little more. I think Resident Evil 8 is probably a lock, or about as close to a lock I can think of for a game at this thing. It was at the PlayStation event in June. They said we were going to see more in August, so why not here? Yeah. I mean, if it's not here, it's not the end of the world. That means we'll see it, you know, for the next couple weeks. There's Gamescom and all that kind of stuff, so whatever. Hoping to see maybe a little Devil Inside, a little more of that, get more information. Those, I would be surprised if we didn't see Bugsnax. Because that's supposed to come out this holiday season. Let's see. Gonna do that. Yeah, it's supposed to come out this holiday season, and I don't know much more than to say that. They kind of been updating as far as showing the actual snacks, but I guess they can show actual gameplay stuff of like the minute-to-minute gameplay, like you catching the bug. Show a little more of that. Show like a little gameplay trailer. Unfortunately, we know we are not getting Kina. That was one I saw most was announced and what was going to be here, what people really wanted, but unfortunately not. I'm blanking on what other stuff was announced that could be shown. Kind of expecting probably Godfall's one of them. I'm hoping, if so, not too long, because this again doesn't really interest me, and every time it's presented, it just kind of made me feel lukewarm about it. Even more, it's like, eh. Supposed to be getting some PS4 news. Continue, I guess, see what are the last games on that, or at least games I had planned from third parties. Supposed to get some VR stuff. VR. Though I think they might have said no first-party stuff whatsoever, so like a potential Astrobot 2, or just something of that nature, I guess would not be here, but it's nice when we're actually seeing some VR stuff, although unfortunately this could be the last time we get any significant VR news from Sony directly. That would suck, but who knows at this point. Who knows? Hopefully May at the end of this, they will show or announce when they will have another state of play or a presentation or otherwise where they actually show off the actual PS5, or not show off the PS5, because they kind of already did that, but go into more information about it, and maybe when we get the release date and price, because we're kind of running out of time on that. Running out of time. It's not right. Not right. What else? What other stuff can I try to find real quick? Okay, obviously NBA 2K21 will be here. Not even really Joe, that probably might be here. No, Demon's Souls one count. I guess we could see one of them, but that they could might actually give. We could see us seeing Deathloop here and maybe getting a release date on that. And you know, them officially saying out of their own mouths that it is coming this holiday season. I'm not sure. It's kind of exciting. It's supposed to be 40 minutes long, so they got to fill it up somehow. Hopefully, it's actually so significant stuff. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Listen to see if you give me a hint on something. Crash. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains, Neocortex and Dr. Entropy, have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now they've got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions. And it's up to Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans, as well as new players, to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements that we can't wait to show you today. Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we pick things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay and even our art style. our art teams wanted to take inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games, all while also delivering bigger, more awe-inspiring dimensions to explore. Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide-open new vistas, new character models, and lots of expressive animations. And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the ability to wall run, rope swing, rail grind, and zipline as well. In the original trilogy, specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game.
Nice.
These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges
be
and
clear,
earning
like
gems within
no
levels.
microtransactions.
Crash 4 also introduces the Quantum Masks, the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be throwing at the player. Whether it's Ika Ika, who gives you the ability to instantly flip your center of gravity at the press of a button, Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you, or Lani Loli, who allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence. Bending the rules of reality and altering your environment with these new masks is a must. We also can't wait to talk to you about the fourth mask, Akano, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. What we can tell you today, though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco. Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, you'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingodile. I repeat, you get to play as Dingodile in Crash 4. Now, a lot has changed in the years since we last saw Dingodile. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately for us, his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today. The Crash Bandicoot series has always been about finding new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets. Well, for Crash 4, we wanted to bring something brand new to the table, so we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call Inverted Mode. It's our souped-up, bumpa-berry-fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspective shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience.
That's dope.
One dimension could be asking you to traverse through a neon wasteland, while another tasks players with spinning paint all over the environment to see their path forward. We've even got one that feels like an old-timey movie, with the overcranked camera speed increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well. Once unlocked, players can replay all the game's levels with a totally new and dynamic look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experiences in store for them.
Make you more interested.
So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Experience the space and time-bending madness on October 2nd.
Cool.
Today's State of Play is loaded with third-party updates for PS4 and PSVR, and some new PS5 gameplay too. We opened the show with an all-new look at Crash 4, It's About Time, coming to PlayStation 4 on October 2nd. Now let's keep the party going with the latest from IO Interactive.
This is your big day. You should mingle, have fun.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Bruh.
My art speaks for itself.
Well, I have to
You play the whole game in VR? Dude. What the? Okay, okay, okay. Shit. Okay, so Hitman's a game I dabbled with, the first one. Definitely makes me more interested in going and playing the rest of them. Give me a little more motivation. I'll switch in and out, but if I do get it, but that's awesome. This one is something I feel done when I don't figure out what it is, if it is something. I think we can both thinking about Hitman VR. That's, love it. What's this? It looks familiar. I know that.
We are happy to announce Braid Anniversary Edition. It's the classic puzzle adventure where you manipulate time, hand repainted for modern high resolutions.
Many areas have been re-envisioned to make them more unique, and it's even more like a living painting with brushstrokes animating the world. There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game. There are new animations for smoother motion,
Improved sound and music to enhance the mood, and many hours of developer commentary and interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming, and visual art.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
The Pathless is a mythic adventure set on a mystical island. Let's take a quick tour in this new footage captured from PS5.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Nava from Giant Squid. I'm excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless. The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest.
It's got 30
You
minutes.
play as the Hunter. The Hunter is a master of archery. She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless, so the game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the Hunter herself. With help from the Eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the Hunter and the Eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping. Make sure you pet the Eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition.
follow.
You'll find secrets all over the island.
Secrets?
You know where to look.
So it occurs for Hitman if there's VR mode for the PC
Collecting
ones.
crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You will also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures. The Pathless is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open-world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision.
That's cool.
Giant cursed spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a constant threat to you on your quest. They will try to separate you from the eagle.
My birdie friend.
Stay still in the light to avoid detection. You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks. When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest to corner them in a dramatic final battle. And Eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover.
Looked really cool.
The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Next up, let's see what's in store for Spelunky 2.
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the creator of Spelunky. For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that got old fans excited and also brought in new players. It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together. And I also wanted to include that feeling of community into Spelunky 2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult. In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves.
Choice, no!
As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area. In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you. Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets. But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about. And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game. I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it. That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long journey, but I think it's going to be worth it. Thanks.
Everyone dies. Oh, fuck.
We've got a bunch of new PS4 updates to share with you, starting with a closer look at Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
Hey, there's something strange over there. Come on, let's take a look.
Isn't this a Breath of the Wild clone thing? That their floats came out, I was like, this is Breath of the Wild. But with an anime girl. Yes. Okay, our anime boys.
I summon thee!
Ooh.
I deal in death. If you cannot bring yourself to kill, speak my name.
Definitely looking less like a Breath of the Wild clone than it originally did.
Which I awaken.
Huh? Think you can get away? Time for takeoff!
I claim your mind for the Void Armada. Gods have squealed for my mercies. Who are you to stand in the way of my vengeance?
Looks neat.
I'm not done yet.
You should have remained dead.
It's time to talk Bug Snacks. Let's check out some gameplay footage captured from PS5.
My invitation is open. Come join me on the
Of
island.
course, Buzz there.
Bug Snacks.
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a two-bit con artist. Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense. I swear, if you chase this Bug Snack story, you're out of a job.
You're the journalist. Elizabeth said you'd be coming. There's a bug snack right over there. Do me a favor and take my snack trap.
Stranger, I could use your help. This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over yonder.
I want you to use that journalistic instinct to find out what my favorite bug snack is. And feed it to me, Obs.
How's that little sprout doing? He misses Papa? Oh, of course he does. Well, I have a few prototype traps that I could put to use.
You're pretty
Is that
good
Oreo?
at stuff, and nobody hates you yet. You can catch bug snacks and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Snacksburg.
Well, say you do find these bug snacks and make it back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
There's a lot more in store. Let's start with an update on an
Okay.
eagerly awaited PlayStation VR game.
The Force is strong with you.
You must stop Vida.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
Cool. Cool. August 25th.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Right.
We control VR. Okay. Okay, continuing or click things like definitely lost me here. Okay. Okay. Neat.
Now let's take a look at 2 new games headed to PS5.
Okay, baby.
We are the forest shadows. Ghosts, running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Okay.
Quieten down, don't shed a tear.
They count, ration, manipulate.
There's a wolf in the night and he's talking.
They've taken everything from those they claim to protect.
When the statesmen ravage and
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike at the heart.
We are that thieves. Brutal.
We take back what was stolen.
When the hoods both fly
And the people call us heroes.
from the dead of night.
To others, we are rivals. We are all outlaws. But some of us will become legends.
When hoods both fly from the dead of
Okay, okay.
night.
Tim! Okay. I kind of forgot about this. They were hinting at an announcement, or kind of like little googly eyes, like 30 minutes before this presentation. I need to play more of the beta. I was really enjoying it, but you know, didn't have too much content. I was waiting to get more added on there, so. But I think this will do well. It's a Pokemon style MMO that's going to be on PS5 and stuff, and assuming Xbox. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, let's take a tour of Godfall. We've got new PS5 gameplay for this melee-focused action epic launching this holiday.
Is Godfall the last thing?
Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development kit. Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next-generation console. Please enjoy. So let's jump right into what Godfall is. Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. Godfall is a complete package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions, no waiting for content. It's all in the game on day one. As you adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore 1 part gear-driven and 1 part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment for mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves.
And I said before, I guess
in
it's my
Godfall,
last thing, but
there are
dang
5
it.
weapon classes.
I know they're
The
pushing this
longsword,
hard, but this game just looks so...
the dual blades,
so uninteresting.
the polearm, the two-handed warhammer, and the two-handed greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons. For each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and the longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall, embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage in a short period of time. There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you, like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class.
Yeah, let's give it the last thing.
Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path. Notice there's a white flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack. You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies. And of course, you can perform an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Picking Resident Evil later in the month. Shame.
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this peek into the future of PlayStation. See you next time.
Okay, well, we are done, people. State of Play is a wrap. Go through the things real quick. Let me get out of that. No Inception today. Oh no, we got Inception. Cam only. Okay, we're just me now. Okay, so let's go through this, and then I'll do my final thoughts. The overall thoughts of the thing. I mean, it's what they promised. Third-party stuff, showing off PS4, some VR stuff, some updates on games they announced in June. Which, again, that's what they promised. Went into a little more gameplay focus in these, which is not a bad thing. So let's go through it and see. We got Open Crash was a very strong showing and definitely increased my interest in that game. We'll see where I land as far as if I'm going to get it or not, but it's definitely made me want it more. So that's a win. Just everything they showed. Just the animation for stuff, all the playable characters, how they play different, all the masks and all that kind of stuff. It's right up my alley. Let's go. Then the next thing I was like, okay, we're gonna get some juicy stuff in this. Hitman VR, and not just like a little, oh, you just get one mission. No, apparently you get to play the whole trilogy in VR. That is insane, and probably guarantees a purchase for me somewhere down the line. If not day one, somewhere down the line. Because I think you get, I'll need to do my research to make sure that if if you hit Hitman 3, you get the whole trilogy. I'll have to do my research. If so, that means I'll probably get it. But we'll see about that. Braid Anniversary Edition. I have no connection to Braid, but that's really cool. I wasn't paying the most attention because I'm not a Braid fan, but it didn't look like the biggest graphical thing. But who knows? The Pathless. This trailer made it clear what kind of show this was with the extended gameplay look. May went a little long, but Pathless looked dope and maybe more interesting in the game. We've seen the Pathless in multiple shows before, and just it mainly showed you just running and sliding and shooting things, all that kind of stuff, just kind of going to continue its path. This presentation gave you a more clear idea what the game is with the open world and that kind of stuff, and what your objective is and how it all works. And I think that was a very strong showing for this game. Probably one of the best showings in this thing for sure. Spelunky 2 coming out September 15th. I have not played Spelunky 1. It looks like what it sounds like and how much people love it. It sounds like a game I would really like, but I have not tried it at all. It's one of those, maybe I should try the first one first at some point, but Spelunky 2 looks really good, and I'm happy for people because I know a lot of people really love Spelunky, so I'm glad the sequel's coming out next month. Genshin Impact. So I was browsing Twitter a little bit, partly during the Godfall thing, but Daniel Mod did confirm that this was the Breath of the Wild clone that appeared a while ago. I can't remember exactly where he looked exactly like Breath of the Wild, but with an anime girl. And I think this was a good showing in a way of, it's obviously clear that this is inspired by Breath of the Wild, but there's more to it. Just the way with all the different characters and also different playstyles and all the little magical anime nonsense. Cool looking town. So looks pretty neat. Might keep an eye on it. Coming out this autumn worldwide, so that'd be cool. Aeon Must Die, or Aeon? Yeah, Aeon Must Die. Oh, pretty cool. Don't have much more to say on that. Anno Mutatinium. Didn't really. It's a weird thing because some of it part of it Minecrafty, but you have like a normal 3D model in there. I wasn't really vibing with it overall, honestly. That one I have much interest in. Then of course the star of the show, the one everyone was waiting for, Bugsnax. You know, I was saying that before the show that Resident Evil is probably the biggest slam dunk. I probably even mentioned Bugsnax in my thing. Of course, Bugsnax was the biggest slam dunk of being in this. I was a fool, an utter fool. Didn't look good. It definitely got me a little more interested, just the way they're setting up the story and all that, just showing how things work, and then showing that giant pizza dragon thing. Good showing, and I think it will help Bugsnax just being part of gaming culture for the time being until it's out. And hopefully it's good and continues to be. Talking about Bugsnax. Then Star Wars Vader Immortal VR. Yeah, gonna be honest here. I was hoping for more VR stuff besides this and Hitman, because I said, oh, we're getting VR stuff. It's like, oh, you're adding a VR mode to a game that's already announced and showing off a game that's already on PC, I believe. But with that said, Vader Immortal, I don't know how, again, I think it's out on PC. I don't know how people felt about it or how it reviewed or anything, but it looks really good. It looks like what you want at a Star Wars VR game if it's, you know, it's going to be you being a Jedi. You go on those cool lightsaber tricks, you can have multiple lightsabers, force lightning, force pushes, all that kind of stuff. That's one I'm going to have to show Darby and see if he is interested in, because while I am not personally a Star Wars fan, I respect the world and everything, and I think it's cool. So maybe me jumping into a VR game with all the powers, you know, that sounds like fun. Control Expansion 2 coming August 27th. Because they went straight from a VR game into the other one, I was wondering, it's like, wait, are they going to do a Control VR mode? No, it's just the expansion. It's like, does nothing for me. I haven't played Control. Nothing they showed in that thing shows me how it stands out from the regular Control. But, you know, hey, if it gets people who love Control excited, whoop-hoo. Auto chess out on Halloween. I was very confused. I saw goblins. I was like, or orcs or whatever. I was like, this orcs must die or coming to PS, whatever. Like, okay. And then it's like this chess thing. Okay. And then it's auto chess. I know that's a thing now. I don't know exactly what all that means. Did not interest me. The Pedestrian. Now, this is coming out January 2021. Now, this is one of those games where I think was cool during this presentation. I'm going to forget about it. It might be a reminder and think this is cool. This kind of thing I'd be into, but if I'm being honest with myself, probably will not play. Because there's so much stuff. But it looks cool and I respect it. Hood, Outlaws and Legends. A new PlayStation 5 announcement kind of in 2021. I think it's a new game. They said right before it, 2 new games coming to PS5. And the other one we'll get to, not brand new, but yeah. Yeah, it's like a, because again, when I looked at Twitter, I saw something called like a hero shooter thing, a multiplayer shooter thing, but you're thieves and all that kind of stuff. You know, you got to get in there, and then you might have rivals that take the treasure or whatever. Like, that's cool. Not the only way I will play it if it's like free to play or out of the PlayStation Plus or something, and my friends want to jump in and try it out. That's the only way I will play this game. Tim baby, yes, I'm happy that it's here. I want Tim to get more eyes on it, because like I said, I haven't played too much. I played it some when it first came out, but I wanted to wait for stuff to get added, and since now stuff is added, I've been playing new releases. I am going to get back to the game. Just going to wait to find some time and then jump right back in there, again, or wait for more content to come out, which is not a bad thing. It has a very good foundation. I think it makes sense for PlayStation to put this here, because while it is a Pokemon clone, it's something that PlayStation players do not have. It is a quality one from what I played, so that's good. And it's an MMO, so it adds on something bigger that Pokemon fans would kind of want, but don't have. So I think, especially since it's here, and I have to imagine that might mean that as we get closer to a PlayStation, might market it more. I feel good about Tim. I don't think expected to get the Pokemon level, of course, biggest media franchise in the world, but I expect it to do well. I expect it to sell a couple million at the very least, especially on his budget, continue to be strong and then continue going, which I wanted to again. I really like what I've played of the game so far. And then you end on Godfall. I know they have the marketing rights through it. Sony's been marketing this game like crazy. It was the first PS5 game announced, and every time they show this game, it just looks so uninteresting. It's like it's like the most generic version of what it is. I think they said no microtransactions, which is cool. I guess it's good, but looters, like you say, loot. It's like, this is part of his genre. And like, I'm out. It just doesn't look that interesting. Some of the designs and stuff are kind of cool, but they're cool, but not interesting. And that's just the whole thing with this game. I think that the presentation for that game was about 10 minutes long. It's like, why? I know it didn't take the place of anything else necessarily, but I don't know. I just don't think it's a good closer. But looking at this, I don't know what you can move around to be in its place necessarily. Because as much as I'm kind of talking shit about this game right now, maybe besides Crash, and as a big maybe, it's going to sell the best out of all these games by a really good margin. I might be wrong on that, but I got a feeling that it's Gearbox and everything, the kind of game it is, and especially since it's going to be a PS5 launch title, it's going to sell very well. And it might be a very good game, but the way they marketed it, it hasn't done anything to make me think that this is any different than a lot of other looter stuff. Like, it just doesn't look interesting. I guess because it's more melee focused, but even then, it's like, Okay, so overall, the show, not bad. Nothing too crazy. Had some games people were interested in. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, nothing too crazy with this. I was hoping for maybe a little more crazy. They mentioned that we were going to get the see games from the PS5 showcase, and from what I can tell, we only got 3 of those games with Hitman, Bugsnax, and Godfall. Godfall's the most boring, but yet obvious choice. Bugsnax was good, but again, just I guess because it's one people are talking about more, I didn't feel like I needed to see that. I didn't want to see that one as much. There are other ones I definitely wanted to see more, and for the Hitman thing, I was like, okay, Hitman makes sense, and I was going to be like, yeah, not the most exciting choice, but then announcing VR mode for the whole trilogy. Ooh, baby. So, bro, I got a couple really good announcements for me. Crash, I'm probably getting that game. The Hitman, the Hitman VR mode is hype. Bugsnax looks cool. The Star Wars game looks cool. A couple of these games look cool. Just nothing mind blowing, but I didn't really expect anything. Like, the most thing I was looking forward to the most that I expected that was not here is Resident Evil. Again, like I said earlier, probably because they said more news in August. We're not going to get that news. Hopefully COVID didn't delay it, but just take it here. Okay, cool. So that is all from me. We will talk about this more on the Nerds at Large gaming podcast this upcoming week. It's going to be a good one, guys. We got a bunch of games to talk about. Nothing too crazy. I got some Paper Mario updates may talk about the little time I play League and the time Darby has played League, because it's been 2 weeks and he's just been obsessed with that thing. Been playing some Persona 5 Royal. I think there's other stuff that I'm forgetting about off the top of my head. We got Nintendo sales information. We got a bunch of crazy junk. We're going to talk about it all. Or not. We'll see. I haven't made it yet. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye. Talking about Bugsnax.